Alright guys, welcome back to another Rocket League update video, and in this one we have a ton more information about the spring event, and this time it's official. So if you didn't see a video that I posted a few days ago, we went through the leaked crate and the leaked crate items for the new spring event, but this time we have a ton more items and details about the spring fever event, which it is called, to go through. And also, just so you guys know, this video will be a little bit more concise but still detailed. I want to make sure we go over every single item, and especially like hidden painted items in the new pictures that were released, just so you guys know exactly what is coming. But we'll also try and go through each item fairly quickly, which you'll see. But yeah guys, we have a ton of fun stuff to go through, so if you're excited for this video, drop a like down below as always. And without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, so first of all, let's go through the details about the event itself. Then we'll get into the pictures of the items, which I know you guys are excited for, like the freaking donut wheels that are coming out. So starting out with some of the details, yes, it is called Spring Fever, and it is officially going live on March 19th, which is exactly the date I expected it to go through. I should have tweeted about it or something, but generally these events do go live on a Monday about 2 weeks before like a major holiday. So this one isn't technically like for Easter, but it is going live on a Monday 2 weeks before Easter, which is on April 1st. But as for the official start dates and times for the event, it starts on Monday, March 19th at 10 a.m. PDT, which is also 1 p.m. Eastern time, and also 7 p.m. CET. So you might have to convert those to your times, but that is when it officially starts, and then it ends about 3 or so weeks later on Monday, April 9th at 5 p.m. PDT, and then 8 p.m. Eastern time and 2 a.m. CET. And since it's 2 a.m. CET, it would technically be on April 10th. So yeah, those are the official dates, pretty normal. I'm also expecting that for that end time, you will have about a week or so after that to spend your credits, or whatever they're called. We'll go through that in a sec, but those credits that you get for the store, you'll have about a week or so after that to spend them on the items in the shop. And speaking of the item shop, yes, there is a brand new item shop, just like we had with the Secret Santa event and also the Haunted Hollows event. We got confirmation that it is exactly the same thing, and this time around we are getting, quote, 10 new items that can be purchased with those same aforementioned flowers. And yes, the new currency is flowers, similar to the snowflakes and candy corn for the Halloween event. We are getting these little flowers, and credit to Cerubi for this little picture of it that he found in the game files. This is what the little special coins look like, which isn't that important. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, you will be able to earn these in-game. I'm not exactly sure how much you will get this time around. Sometimes it changes, but I would expect it to be pretty similar to the Secret Santa event in terms of how many of this new currency you will get after each game. And again, if this is your first event, you get these currency after completing full games. And sometimes it can be like 4, sometimes it can be like 7. It's kind of random, but generally around that amount. So yeah, one thing on top of that before we jump into some pictures and dive into the details about the new items that are coming out, especially the donut wheels, which are so crazy. But we talked about this before, you will officially be able to buy the brand new Spring Fever crates from the shop. So again, if you missed the previous video, if you want to know the prices on them, they are right here, but generally for the US prices, they are $2.50 for one unlocked crate, $10 for 5 crates, $20 for 10, and finally $40 for 20, which is a lot since it is double the price of keys, but you will be able to open them as soon as you buy them, and they will also have a 7-day trade lock, just how they always were in the past, which is a little bit unfortunate. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it for all of the nitty-gritty details about the Spring Fever event. Now it's time to jump into some of the item pictures, and we got a ton of these item pictures, so I'll try and dissect them and just kind of focus on one car at a time and also not spend too much time on the items that we already went through in the previous video. So for example, let's start out with the brand new goal explosion, and this one is crazy as you can see. So yes, it is a flowers goal explosion, and as you can tell, it looks pretty dope. I mean, it's a flowers goal explosion. Are you really going to use it outside of like the Spring Fever event? Probably not. I don't really know what you would fit it with, but I mean, it is pretty interesting. It's got a ton of flowers, a ton of like vines and stuff flying out of it. Obviously this is only a picture, it really doesn't do it justice. You really need to see how it's animated, but just judging by how it has like strands of vines flying out of it, I would expect it to be similar to the Presents goal explosion, or like Happy Holidays or something like that we got from the spring event, where kind of shot out a bunch of presents and also like tinsel and stuff. It seems to have the exact same effect as that. But as for where you're going to be able to get this item, I would expect it to be just an import goal explosion in the brand new crate. So let's move on to another image here before we get into the donut wheels, which is coming up. But I do want to showcase this one right here, which shows some items from the shop. But actually, I believe this werewolf up here has the new universal decal. To be honest, at first I thought it was just Twisted Tree, but it does clearly look like a brand new decal. And since it's not like designed specifically for the werewolf, it does indeed indeed look like the new Universal. So you will be able to buy this one from the shop most likely, and then once you buy it, you can put it on any car. If you want to put it on the Octane, you can do that. If you want to put it on the Dominus, you can do that as well. But also in this picture, we have an insane freaking topper. Just look at this thing. It's a rainbow afro. That is out there. Nice job, Psionics. But yeah, rainbow afro, and then behind it you have a fish type antenna, kind of like hanging behind it, sort of like a flag. Or not a flag, more of like a kite. It seems to be like a kite type antenna. So that is what I think those are. Both of these are obviously going to be in the shop unless they suddenly decided to put toppers and antennas in the crates. Let's move on to, how about this picture right here? This one's interesting because it shows some of the items that we went through last time, but a little bit differently. So again, quick reminder, if you didn't notice the items in the previous one, we have a brand new decal for the Jager, which isn't too crazy. I mean, it's a decal. What do I really have to say about it? Now, the boost on this car, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't think it's a brand new one. I think it's probably just like Ion or something. And in fact, it does look a bit like Ion, like a painted green one. So I don't believe that is a new boost. Now then, actually going back to that Jager, you may have noticed that the wheels on it are actually painted. So taking a look at the default version of these wheels, which I'm not sure if they're going to be import or very rare. I'm thinking they're very rare just because they do not look animated at all. But taking a look at the default version, you can see that they are indeed, the normal version is more of like a white and blue. And actually, I'm not 100% sure if this is the default version. It just seems like a color that would be default. But we saw this before. It has a nice white and blue. So when we move back to the other picture, you can see that it is indeed different colors. The pedal type things are more of a red or crimson, as they would be called in a painted variant. And then the middle is still blue. So I'm not sure if this is just the crimson having that secondary color, which is blue, which it usually is. I remember on the Infiniums, when they came in crimson, they also had a bunch of blue hues to them. But it is pretty cool that you get to see that these new wheels do have two tones of colors when they come painted. However, there is a brand new boost to the right, and this picture isn't that good. It kind of shows it, you know, very small. It's definitely a lot more detailed than this one on the Dominus GT. And you know what? I'll show you the picture that I showed in last video if you want to see it. Got some pedals, got some vines in it. Pretty nice. But yeah, that is a boost. I would be leaning towards import, but we have a bunch of wheels to go through too, so I'm not exactly sure. But let's move back to the Dominus right here, and we have a bunch of pictures to go through, but I do want to show you everything. So on this Dominus GT is a brand new decal, which I can't really tell what it is. It kind of just looks like, you know what, I'm not even going to say anything, but it is brand new, I can confirm that. So pretty interesting there. And then the wheels on that real quick, I believe these are brand new exotics, and actually these are painted. I kind of forgot, but these ones on the Dominus GT, the triangles are blue and the inside ring is more of an orange, where on the what I believe to be the default wheels, again not 100% confirmed, these default wheels are clearly more of a green, and it also has more of a yellowish orange. So I'm not sure if that inner ring changes colors, but what is interesting about this is that when it comes in green, still has that reddish in the center, and then on the other picture where the wheels are more of a blue, it still has that reddish as well, which is pretty interesting. But I mean, too far to say like what these wheels are going to look like for sure painted. And then quick reminder, these will probably be animated with those triangles kind of lighting up and then fading away and maybe going around in like a circle or something like that. These pictures do make it seem like that, so expect these to probably have an animation with them. But then moving on to this Mantis in the picture, you can see a few new things. The first of which is obviously the topper, which appears to be like a few birds moving around in circles. It's going to be animated for sure, there's no doubt about that. But it's like that cartoon effect where a cartoon character gets hit on the head and they have like the birds flying around their head. Something like that, which is pretty funny. I like how they included that. And then the antenna is a dandelion sticking out of the top of your car. Alright. I mean, pretty funny. Fitting with the spring event, but nothing too insane. Now also with the Mantis, could be a new decal. Can't see very much of it, so we're just going to kind of move on from that. Now then for the trail, you guys have already seen it most likely, but it is the rainbow trail, and this picture shows it pretty good, but the picture we used in the previous video shows it even better. So again, real quick, if you haven't seen it, here it is. It has a bunch of rainbow lines sticking out of it, and then some little like star effects that are kind of in a gradient color moving along with it. But moving on here through the images, let's get into it with the donut wheels. As you can see, what a freaking beauty. What are these wheels? The donut wheels, they are insane. Like, I don't know, part of me is like, really, Psionics? And then the other part of me is like, those are freaking donut wheels. How can you be mad at that? But yeah, these things, I mean, I guess we should have expected it. We had the cauldron wheels, which were pretty out there and pretty disgusting, to be honest. But these ones, the donut wheels, kind of took it a step further, and I like them, guys. So yeah, the beautiful donut wheels, and then you also have a new decal for the Breakout, which isn't a DLC car. Pretty funny there, but I mean, it's got like chicken eggs or poop on it. It's kind of weird. But then here's another view of the donut wheels. They are just so out there. Oh my goodness. You can even see the inside of them on this side, and it is purely a donut. Psionics, what are you doing? So let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of these. Do you think it's funny because it is kind of a joke? Do you think they're cool? Do you think they could be cool when they come painted? But yeah, these are probably going to be exotic wheels, I would assume. They seem to be that just utterly crazy type of wheel, so maybe we'll get 2 exotics. Now then, moving to the whole of this picture right here, just to see more of the items in detail. Nothing really that noticeable besides the topper on this car is a different color from the one that we saw in the previous image, which was clearly more of a blue. This one is more of a crimson. Usually you can't get painted toppers from the shop, so that is really weird. We're gonna have to see how that plays out. But then also in this image, if you zoom in on this Senti over here, you have another painted version of those one like very rare or import wheels. They're more of a lime green and also a little bit of blue on the inside, if you can see that. Nothing too crazy, but hey, I love finding the little secret painted wheels in there. Now then also there's a weird boost with this Mantis, but I'm not 100% sure if that's new. Or actually it might be new, because take a look at sort of the center of it down below the Mantis. You can see this weird little shape, this whitish shape in the center of it. Now once you keep that in mind, let's move back to the previous picture of the donut wheels. You see a similar type boost right here, but in pink, and it has that same it has a shard of something behind it. I don't believe we've ever seen that before, so I'm thinking this could be a new boost. Could be a new trail as well, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, that is it for that. And then one last thing in this picture, there's a flower boost in the back, and it does look painted. It looks to be more of like a purple and orange. Have no idea what painted color that would be. Could be burnt sienna, could be pink, but it is indeed a painted version of the trail, or boost, sorry about that. But anyways, that is pretty much it. I do have one more picture here kind of showcasing items we've already seen, and also I guess another view of the universal decal on the Jager, which does confirm that it is the universal decal for the spring event. But anyways guys, that is everything I have for you. Be sure to leave a like down below if you're excited for this event coming out in a few days, and be sure to subscribe for more news as soon as it is announced, as well as check out my previous videos here, such as on the left, freestyling with the 89 Batmobile hitting some insane shots, and then on the right, going through the leaked crate items if you want to see more detailed pictures of some of the ones that we went over today. But other than that guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm TheLlamaSir, and I will see you guys next time.